Hey guys, it's Thursday! And that means it's time for me to answer all the questions your textbooks don't. So today I actually want to talk about verbs and how do we conjugate verbs. Wait a second, Ian, what does conjugate mean? Well, I'm glad you asked, Ian. Conjugate means to change the form of the verb to suit a different tense or different situation. What I want to talk about today are the two different kinds of verbs, regular and irregular. Let's start with irregular verbs because they're a lot more challenging. What does irregular mean anyway? Well, irregular actually means that there's no set rule, which is really unfortunate for trying to learn English. Many irregular verbs are the most common irregular verbs, like be, is, are, was, were, or do. Do, did, done. Be and do, as well as have and many other verbs, are some of the most common verbs in English. And to understand where irregular verbs come from, we have to go back in history a little bit. To the time machine! I still don't have enough money for a time machine. I'll just tell you what's going on. English gets its verbs from many different languages, and the ones that are the most common don't change very often. Less common words change a lot. So words like be or go or do are the most common verbs. Because we say them all the time, they don't actually change very often. But that leads us to regular verbs. Historically speaking, it wasn't that long ago that the regular verb ed ending was introduced. They decided to add a common ed ending to all new verbs that entered the language. For example, talk, talked. If the word already had an e at the end, which is a totally other video, that silent e is crazy. But if the verb had an e at the end, like dance, you just added a d, danced. Now here's where things get weird, because over time, more and more verbs are becoming regular. A common example of this is broadcast. You know, broadcast, like what I'm doing to you now. Originally, broadcast's different forms were broadcast, broadcast, broadcast. But now it's becoming more common to do broadcasted. And in fact, both are acceptable on many international tests. Another example is plead. Please, 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 please watch my videos. Plead's original past was pled. But now it's very common, even in television and in the courts, to say pleaded. So over time, verbs are changing and evolving to become more regular. This is happening more quickly with less common words because they're used less often. More common words are much slower to change. What do you guys think? Do you think we should change all verbs to regular verbs? I do'd, he goed, I be'd. Or would doing that lose some of what makes English English? If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel. Catch my videos every week. And as always, thanks for watching.